This is a map. I know it looks just like a cool graphic. I'm not going to zoom in because if I zoom in, you'll see people's names, and that will count as doxing. This is a map uh, of electronic communications between people involved in Portland Antifa. So what happened was someone went around and they did what's called war driving. And war driving is when you go to a location and you provide free Wi-Fi. But of course, it's not secure. You're watching all the traffic. This is a way. This is a way to sniff for passwords. I mean, there's lots of nefarious things you can do. I hadn't been paying attention to war driving for 15, 20 years, but it used to be a thing that you could do. You would go and people were not very savvy. A lot of wireless networks were unsecure. And I kind of assumed that it went away because who would connect to an unsecure wireless network? Who am I? I guess people will. So anyway, they went war driving in Portland, and so if you were Antifa, you would see this wireless network show up and connect to it, and they made it easy to connect to. But of course they monitor the traffic, and they have connections. That map that I showed you is just connections between people, both in Portland, and actually goes national and shows who's involved, government officials, a whole bunch of people. Now, granted, 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. I'm sure Kevin Bacon's on this map if you go enough connections. So it doesn't necessarily mean anything. But I would imagine that law enforcement should have been doing something like this if they haven't. It's a great means of figuring out what's going on and what some of these people are doing. The account that posted this on Twitter got banned from Twitter for doxing, and there was like a, not Dropbox, it was some other service, I forget, but there was even some spots where the high-res image was being stored, including archive.is or whatever it is, archive.org. Also gone. Those are all gone. The images have all been pulled down. The account's been banned. And I get that doxing is bad. And I don't like doxing, so I'm not saying this was a great classy move here. But I would like to point out just the double standard. That's all. We've seen websites pop up with people who donated to Trump. That data correlated. We've seen individuals doxed on the right. We've seen people who, anyone who questions the narrative potentially doxed. We've seen CNN go after people, going after Kid who made a meme. We've seen a lot of attacks against individuals who are wrong thinkers and doxing of those individuals. And major social media companies don't seem to care. But as soon as you put some names, this isn't names and addresses either, it's just names. As soon as you put some names of the Antifa network in Portland up online, man, they were fast to ban this account and remove all of it. So I think this isn't a super optimistic message to leave you with, but I am going to leave you because Carrie's gone. I guess it's a little bit pessimistic. Sorry. Stop thinking that we're in a country that is significantly different from some of the totalitarian regimes or authoritarian regimes, or even quasi-fascist or quasi-socialist countries that you might think of. We're not. Are we different than communist China? Obviously, yes. But we're not that much different from modern day China. We're really not. We're different in some significant ways. We have the right to bear arms still, fingers crossed. We are significantly different in some ways. But in many ways, we are very, very similar. And one of the main ways is that the cathedral, the mainstream media, the institutions, the government bureaucracies, they all are on one particular side, all following one particular narrative. That narrative is basically hegemonic domination, to use maybe a more SJW phrase. They're all wanting power. They're wanting to continue the current establishment. They're globalists. and they seek to undermine the values of the Enlightenment. They seek to destroy the individualist foundations of America. They seek to destroy the liberty that makes America special. They would like to crush it. They want America to be just one other state amongst an entire world of states, all pretty similar. That's their goal. It's very clear that that's their goal. I mean, some of them, their goal is just to tear everything down and they don't know what they want. But in general, that's their goal. The idea that we should have some spot on this green earth, I guess mostly blue earth, in which humans have individual rights. Those include the right to bear arms and the right to free speech, and that the government should be afraid of the people and not the people afraid of the government, that we should have a limited government with very little involvement in our lives. That idea is their enemy. It's their nemesis, and they are working as hard as they can to kill it. So everything they do, from whom they choose to censor, how they censor, the words they use, the articles they write, the people they promote, the shoes they want you to wear, the companies they promote, the movies that get funded, all of it is in service to that agenda. Not through some conspiracy, but just through evolution. It's just that ideology has evolved to become mainstream, and that's what's getting pushed. So, I wish I could leave on some positive. She always likes positive notes. She's not here to give me a positive note. Here's the positive note. Not all of us are in agreement with this. Lots of people here in chat. Even though this channel is tiny at this point, we have plenty of people in the unsafe space community, and most of us are individualists who just want to be left alone, and we want to rebuild or save what's left of Western civilization. So there are like-minded people out there. You're not alone. We're here, and we will get together in real life probably next year. Carrie's working on that. And in the meantime, we've got lots of online communities.